They said the Arctic was empty. Then, a Soviet satellite found something moving under 2 miles of ice. And when the ice melted, it started transmitting. The Arctic was never supposed to wake up. In 1958, Soviet reconnaissance teams marked this sector as permafrost indefinite, a natural vault that would never melt, never move, never talk. But now the ice is breaking open like glass under pressure, and something underneath is still warm. Satellite 1R shows geometric heat signatures pulsing through the glacier. Perfect symmetry, running on a 4-second rhythm. At first, they called it geothermal. Then, after the second pulse, they called it classified. Every nation within 800 miles has locked its airspace. Even commercial pilots report invisible interference. Compasses drifting. Radios looping the same static pattern. 3 tones, then silence. It's not just the Earth changing temperature. It's memory reactivating. Because what's melting out of the Arctic isn't water. It's history that was buried on purpose. And whoever sealed it there left it alive. They called it an anomaly until the drills hit metal 5 inches below the melt line. The bit struck something smooth, curved, and humming at 18 hertz. The reading matched no alloy on record. Under floodlights, divers saw it. A perfect ring, 50 meters wide, fused into the glacier like a coin trapped in glass. The edges weren't corroded. They were sealed. Someone had welded the ice shut around it. Declassified photos from 1961 show a convoy in the same coordinates. 12 Soviet trucks, all marked with the radiation trefoil, all erased from official logs. The object has no registration plate, but the weld seams match submarine hulls built for one purpose: containment. It's not a relic, it's a lid. And the warmth below isn't geothermal, it's running power. Something down there never lost electricity. The drill team reached a circular hatch, bolted from the outside. Paint flakes dated it to the Khrushchev era. Inside, radiation spiked tenfold. Command ordered them to stop. But the ice had already fractured, and pressure equalized from beneath. The hatch shifted on its own. Beneath the first plate lay a second, stainless, engraved with a serial code that didn't exist in any database. The last line read simply, Project Siphon. Project Siphon. Files on Siphon and Buckley in 1962. No funding, no closure, just silence. The hatch wasn't designed to keep people out. It was designed to keep something in. At 3:14 UTC, every shortwave receiver north of Oslo picked up the same burst. 4 beeps, descending pitch, then a human heartbeat. Analysts traced it to the coordinates of the excavation site, except the equipment there was off-grid, powered down, frozen solid. The waveform matched a Cold War distress beacon deactivated 6 decades ago. Yet this signal was stronger than any ground antenna could produce. It wasn't calling for help. It was announcing return. The glacier cracked from the inside. Orange vapor vented through fissures, lighting the night like sunrise. Cameras showed the ring expanding, metal flexing as if exhaling. Within the fog, silhouettes moved, slow and deliberate. Not heat signatures, but mechanical reflections. Operators cut the feed when the audio peaked beyond 120 decibels. The last frame showed a single handprint forming in the frost. 5 digits, human in shape, but reversed, pressed outward from within. Then, silence. Within hours, Arctic Command declared an environmental emergency. Satellite paths were rerouted, all transmissions jammed. Cargo planes dropped canisters labeled cryogenic suppressant. Witnesses saw them ignite instead. The sea burned for 3 days, turning the ice black. Official reports list methane ignition. Unofficial data shows the burn reached 3,000 degrees Celsius. hot enough to fuse stainless steel. But fusion wasn't the goal. It was sterilization, and sterilization only matters when something's alive. Weeks later, thermal scans showed new heat plumes spreading outward in a perfect spiral. Every glacier linked to that sector began vibrating at identical frequency. 18 hertz, the tone of the original hum. Seismographs registered it as microquakes, but locals reported something stranger. The snow breathing, rhythmic rises and falls like a sleeping animal. Global weather satellites now detect the pulse across both poles. Each cycle grows stronger, syncing ocean currents to the same beat. In 1962, a Soviet physicist wrote one line before disappearing: "If the vault reopens, containment will spread through resonance." That resonance has begun. The ice was never hiding it. It was shielding us. And it's still melting.